is here in the studio with us. And Waziri, good evening. Start by telling us about you insisting that there's no fake fertilizer in the country. That's what we have is a bit of substandard products. What's the difference?
Maybe when you look at the literal meaning of the English dictionary of the word fake, it's either an imitation, or you also find that it will tell you is it will tell you that is something that is not what is meant to be, and that is the meaning of the word fake.
Right.
It's like a counterfeit.
Mm-hmm.
But when we talk about substandard, you know, standards are set by the regulating or standardization bodies on any product that is being manufactured. And in this case, the standards set out and agreed on the fertilizer that I'm insisting is not fake, is substandard, is that it was meant to have 26% of nitrogen, 10% of phosphorus, and 10% of potassium.
Right.
So when the tests are done and you find that the percentages of the nitrogen, the potassium, and the phosphorus, which are important nutrients in the growth of a crop, fall short of the agreed or standard in terms of percentages, then does not mean that the plant, once that fertilizer is applied, does not or is fake. Because the fertilizer will consume the 20 or so 4% or the 8% of potassium and the 7% of phosphorus, but will not have taken it in the right quantity that is required. That is what the difference is. And once any item falls short of the standard, then it will not really say that it is fake. It's just like my manufacturer producing the standard in the Kenyan market of a loaf of bread is 500 grams. When you produce it at 450 grams, it doesn't mean that the bread cannot be eaten or is not fake. You only have really taken advantage of an innocent customer and paid for a price for less grammage.
Tell me, Waziri, so that we get away from that fake conversation, what is the opposite of fake?
Genuine.
So is the substandard fertilizer genuine?
The substandard, you know, this thing can only be understood by scientists when it comes to issues to defining what is correct, what is not correct, because the one will not, or an imitation will not apply across board to really to be used as an example of the other. So you must really compare, and I wish we had experts here because they are the ones that will also tell you if you feed this fertilizer at 25% of nitrogen or phosphorus at 10, can the plant really grow to a certain level? They will tell you it is yes, but it will be deficient of that particular nutrient. So the issue would be then, because it is deficient, it's malnourished, then the next stage is how you can remedy the situation.
So is it genuine?
What?
The fertilizer you're talking about, is it genuine?
The fertilizer I am talking about lacks the necessary percentages of the compounds required by a plant,
and also
especially for the formation of the root,
and also
for the formation of the living of the plant, and the immunity of the plant. So it will have taken less than what it is required.
So you don't want to commit on whether it's fake?
You know, I'm telling you, it is not possible, and please understand that these are just semantics. People have taken this matter and politicized it. But if we were to have people who have no interest completely and are interested to explaining the public to understand the difference. It's like, let me tell you what I'm saying. It says the dosage for, say, a cure of malaria or any illness that requires an antibiotic. If a doctor gives you a less dose, it don't just suppress the bacteria, but with the time, the bacteria will just wake up again. So it will not have really destroyed or cured the bacteria. That is what it means when you take an underdose.
All right.
So the plants are taking an underdose of phosphorus, nitrogen, and potassium.
All right, I hear you. Let's not use medical drugs because you have the fertilizer for that purpose, but we'll come back to this conversation. But in the meantime, we're transitioning to a different story. We'll get back to that conversation.